Hello friends, welcome to our today's session on Apache Spark. In this series, we are learning basics of Apache Spark, and in our today's episode, we will see how to read some specific files alone from the given folder. We will use PySpark as our programming language and Databricks as our programming platform to understand this concept. Usually in production, irrespective of file format, these are all the four scenarios that we face often to read a file. Like we might encounter a scenario to read a single file, or else we might encounter a scenario to read all the files from a given folder, or else we might need to read the files recursively through all the folders, or else finally we might want to read the specific files alone from the given folder. The first three scenarios we have already seen in many videos. I will give some of the videos in the description as well as here in the I button. You can go ahead and watch that video if you haven't watched that. So let us move on to today's video and understand the concept. We are into my Databricks community edition. I have already started the cluster and also created the notebook for our demo. Let me walk you through each and every step to understand this concept. And the dataset that we are going to take today is, like, I have already uploaded a folder here. Let me make somewhat bigger. Let me show you that in DBFS first, like under data, under DBFS, in file store, I have the folder under my shared uploads. You can see something like part by check. So this is the root folder, and inside this root folder, I have some customer numbers, and for each customer numbers, I have a CSV file inside it. So this is what the data setup that we have for today. Like for each customers, we have a CSV file inside a root directory. Let me display it using the FS utility as well. I am using FS ls, and I am giving the path, root path. Let me run this. So this will again display the path and the value. Same thing. So here you can see under the root directory, I have some customers, and inside each customers I have a CSV file. So this is what our setup is. Quickly let us see how we can read a single file and all the files from a given folder before moving further. So this is the general syntax that we are going to use to read a CSV file, or else irrespective of file format, we will be using spark.read.format, and inside this we have to give the format of the file that we are going to read. In our case, this is CSV, so we are giving it as CSV, and under load we have to give the path of the file. So since we are going to read the particular CSV file alone, I mean like a single file alone, I am giving a single customer file's name, and I am giving header as true and displaying the output. So this is how we will read a single file. It has displayed the output. And if you want to display, I mean like if you want to read all the files from a given folder, so I have a root folder. From that root folder, I want to read all the files. Then in that case, I have to use a wildcard character, which is nothing but a star once after the root folder. So this will read all the files under this root directory of type CSV, and it will display the output. So this is how you will read the multiple, I mean like you will read all the files from the given folder. You can see it has around 105 records. And the third one is recursive read of files. For this one, we have already seen a scenario based video on how to read a file recursively. I will provide these links in description as well as in I button. We do have a video on both PySpark as well as in Spark with Scala for this scenario. You can go ahead and watch that video. I hope that will be useful for you guys. So finally, let us move on to our actual use case that we are going to deal today. So to read a specific file from a given folder, let me display the root folder once again. So here you can see there is some of the customers. From this, I have to read only particular two customers alone. So here if you see, I need to read only the customer number 1000531 and 1001863. These two customer numbers alone I have to read. So let us see how we can read these two things alone without using any wildcard. So let us move on to the first method. So the first method is nothing but to create a list. So I have created a list of path, and this path variable is given as an input to the load function. So here you can see each element in the list is a path. So each element in the list is a particular customer's path I have given here, and inside load command, inside load function, I have called this variable. So the syntax remains same, path.read.format of CSV, and inside load I have passed this list and header as true and displaying this. So let me run this. So this will read only the particular two files alone. We can also give different directories as well. We can give two different directories and we can read. But one thing we have to make sure is like both has the same header column. Also both has the same number of column. That alone we have to ensure. So here you can see it has returned 32 rows. But in this method we do have some backdrop. What that is? Say for example, let me give 100,186. So I am thinking like this customer number might be available or not, I don't know, but I have to read the file, I have to create a list and I have to read this file. So let me run this. But see here, it is saying like the customer path is not available and it is failing. So if I create a list, I have to make sure like all the paths are available, but in some cases this might not be possible to predict like whether the path is available or not. So this gives a way to a second method that we are going to see now. So here again I have created a path. So in this path I am giving a customer number, couple of customer numbers, and this customer numbers I am giving it within a curly brace without any quotes. As you can see here, this is the format I have used. So this is kind of regex kind of thing that I am passing. So what I am saying here is this is the full path, and inside this path consider reading only these two files alone. So this is what I am giving. So this in path I am going to give it in a load function. So here path.read.format of CSV, under load I am giving in path and header as true and displaying this. So here again it would have returned 32 rows. But say for example now this I have removed the 100,186 which is not available. So if I read it here, it will skip the file, like it will not say like the file is missing. It will skip that and it will go through and it will display only the files that are available. So if you are not confident about whether the path is not available, then you can go ahead and use this method instead of the first method that we had saw. So this is how you will read a specific files using PySpark in Apache Spark. So hope you have understood this concept. Please try this in your own machine and let me know if you face any issues. I am happy to help you guys. Hope you guys like this video. Please do subscribe to my channel and also give a thumbs up signal if you really like my content. Thank you guys.